Hi guys, and welcome to my speculation video over the storyline we're going to be seeing in the new expansion, Shadow of Revan. This is the story many of us have been waiting for since Knights of the Old Republic and its sequel, Knights of the Old Republic 2, the conclusion to Revan's story. Before I get further, I'm going to say I am not part of the public test server, and thus all of this is speculation on my part from being a fan of Revan's story. Warning, there are slight spoilers ahead from the Jedi Knight storyline, 4 flashpoints in their main questline, and the tactical legacy of Rakata. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Revan, one of the most iconic figures in the Old Republic era. During the course of the game The Old Republic, we are given many references to his story and the events given during the 2 previous games. However, we also get to meet him once as a friend on the Republic side, and once as an enemy on the Empire side. But there is so much more to him than what we see in the flashpoints and the end of the Rakata tactical. It is revealed throughout the events of the story in the Republic side what is going to occur during the events of Shadow of Revan. Mitra, the Force spirit of the Jedi exile and former main protagonist of Knights of the Old Republic 2, appears to the player when speaking with Master Otag at the start of the main quest line, where you first meet Revan, Republic side. What she reveals during this time is this: "The darkness will consume all it touches. Stars will burn black, ash raining down on lifeless worlds. Everything ends." Now let's pause here before continuing on to the next part. This part really has more to do with the Emperor than anything else, given all we know about the Emperor from both the novel, Revan, and the Jedi Knight storyline. I say this because of a few key phrases here. Darkness will consume all it touches. Lifeless worlds. Everything ends. This sounds like something the Emperor has done, and it was planning, and we know was planning, through the Knight storyline. And that was to consume, literally, all life in the galaxy, to live forever and gain immense power. The prisoner holds the darkness at bay, lost inside it for 300 years. His strength will fail. He shall become the darkness. Stopping here again, the prisoner we now know for a fact is Revan, given the ending of the questline, and to be honest, what this video is over. I mean, come on. Most of this part is also Mitra letting us know what has happened to Revan for the past 3 centuries, but the last bit should raise the red flag here. It did for me the first time I played this questline, and it did again when I returned to it over past couple years whenever I play a Republic tune and go through this questline. He shall become the darkness. Wait, what? Rewind and freeze. This is Revan we're talking about, right? Now, when I first played this, I admit I was intrigued enough to go and actually make a Empire tune, which I didn't have back at the launch of the game, and go through all the Empire side stuff to try and find answers. But we will return to the thought line I have here with this phrase. Let's skip ahead a bit to the ending of the questline, since most of the rest of this is just rushing through the flashpoints to get to the end and where the story picks up again. No direct quotes here, but if you go back and speak with him at the very end of the quest line, not the Maelstrom prison part, but the actual quest line, we learn a few things which might be important for later. 1. Revan does go to the Jedi Council and tells them all he knows about the Emperor. 2. He truly believes he has to do this on his own. 3. His goal has always been to save the galaxy. Just keep these points in mind as we continue forward. Now to the Empire. Other than a few minor things, there isn't really much in the main questline itself for the 2 equivalent flashpoints, but there is a lot given to us during the flashpoint, the Foundry. When we first meet Revan on the Empire side, we are just hearing his voice even though he can see us, but during this point he does reveal several points. 1. he really, really, really hates the Emperor, and most of this fighting is directed towards the Emperor. 2. Infinite army, anyone? Oh, no, seriously, he mentions an infinite army here, with the droids showing what happened on Rakata wasn't really the first time he had thought about this, and was just a repeat of him doing what he was trying to do with the Foundry, just with a different twist. Again, hold on to these 2 points as we continue forward. We now go to the final fight on the Foundry with Revan. During the conversation with him, you discover Revan is truly focused on the Emperor, far more than during the original conversation with him. He is focused on the Emperor to the point that it is his sole focus in life, and the main reason why is he's lost everything to the Emperor twice now, and the last one cost Revan 3 centuries, which, if you think about it, is quite a long time to not be with those you love, or ever see anyone you once knew ever again, except for Mitra, who is now a Force spirit. Seems pretty bad there. Anyways, he's focused onto the Rakata tactical. Now, here, we only get to meet Revan once, and it's during the end conversation. Up until that point, we didn't know he was behind this, and so forth. Now, this conversation is very deceiving. The voice actor did a really good job here by making Revan hard to read. He actually goes through, and Revan makes it seem like he truly believes everything he is saying, that he wants to destroy everything, that he has some grand plan that he doesn't want us to interfere with, which is probably true. He doesn't want us to interfere with it, period. And both the Republic and the Empire have now fallen to his gaze, and he wants to destroy both, instead of just the Empire or the Emperor. At the very start, Revan doesn't see the Republic as a threat to his plan, and even works with the Republic to stop the Emperor. Even the genocide that he had planned, given to us by the ever-so-helpful HK-47, is just a means to an end in order to stop the Emperor, who, if you keep in mind, does have his mind inhabit other bodies. In Revan's mind, to kill the few to save the many has always been a means to a greater good. It's something we've seen during the Mandalorian Wars and the destruction of Taral 5, and was also hinted at during the events of Knights of the Old Republic during the Kashyyyk branch of the story, when you go to speak with the hologram in order to get the star map. Now, further into this point, after the events of the Foundry, Revan does have a little bit of a switch. Originally, he wasn't willing to work with any Sith, no matter their allegiances, because of 2 reasons. 1, Scourge's betrayal, and 2, this is sort of speculation, but we do know for a fact the Emperor's original body many centuries ago was a Sith pureblood. But wait, Darth Arkus is a Sith pureblood, and Revan doesn't have any problem working with him. This shows Revan was really never picky about it at all. Rather, it was just he was using the droids as the swiftest means to the end. The last point to note here is Revan's general mistrust of the Republic and the Jedi Order to act on his word alone, especially now that the Emperor is believed to be dead. He will end up with the same problem he had during the start of the Mandalorian Wars, no one believing him, especially the Jedi Order. Thus, he turns to the only option left to him, the only ones who will follow him without question or hesitation, the Revanites. With all of this in mind, and the pieces we now have in place, we can assume Revan is trying to pull the hatred of the Warring Republic and Empire onto himself. It was never his goal to actually destroy the two. His mindset here is the same as it was during the events of the Jedi Civil War, where he was trying to pull all of the strength that he could to stop an unknown threat in the unknown spaces of the galaxy, as Mikhail points out during KOTOR 2 to the Exile. By doing this, by pulling hatred of the Republican Empire on him, it will help pave the way to an allied empire and republic who can stand together against the Emperor when the Emperor returns. Granted, this is just a theory. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.